Alright, hey everyone, it's me Mike, doing my E3 review. So, how I'm gonna do this is by, the big three, and then maybe touch upon some of the smaller games. So, let's see, with Microsoft's press conference, which was like Monday, they started out showing out Fallout 3, which looked great. It looked hilarious. It made, like, hey, that post-apocalyptic future that is supposed to look like everyone like mutants? That looks great, let's go! Yeah. And then they showed, Resident Evil 5, which also looked amazing. Looked like it got the, Resident Evil 4, it looked like you just took that, system and advanced it, Probably one of the more funnier things in E3 history. There was a trailer for, the demo for, Resident Evil 5, and it basically got cut short because of the fact of the guys who were doing the demo didn't have enough time, and that was probably one of the more funnier moments because they never got enough to explain to everyone. That I felt was very hilarious, let's see, what else? And then they showed Gears 2. Cliffy B was on stage talking probably 5 seconds, and then they started the game, which I felt was, kind of weird, because they would, I thought they'd give more props to Mr. Cliffy B, But that's just me. So, pretty much that first, half hour was pretty much all hardcore, and then they kind of shifted their approach towards the middle because they wanted to go for more of the casual gamer. The casual gamer that doesn't usually play video games. Let's see. Oh, they showed off a new scenic game. Basically, they showed, this movie game where, you play, you make movies and, I think you, put them on Xbox Live. Speaking of Xbox Live, we'll get to that in just a short bit. And you would get them in, rankings or something like that. It's kinda different, and it might work towards getting those casual people. But after that, it was really more games, and leading up to that final game, something that no one could have predicted. Absolutely no one. The freaking Final Fantasy 13 jump ships. It's no longer exclusive, which is another blow into Sony. Because of the fact that was one of their bigger exclusives. Don't worry, we'll get to Sony soon. But that a definite huge blow if you're Sony. And probably that, whole thing that now it's not exclusive will be the end-all punch for Sony. Absolutely not. They can live. This is probably a good move by Square because, they can now get more money in the North American market because more people in North America buy Xbox 360s compared to PS3s. You look at the sales figures. You gotta look at the sales figures. Okay. So, I know so another thing that they talked about, which is probably the second biggest thing, was the fact that they were rehauling Xbox Live. And what I mean by rehaul, they're like pretty much, that whole color-coded system that they've had. Yeah, goodbye. And they're getting avatars. It depends on what kind of person you are. If you like avatars, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm a person who don't care for them. Like, I'm not gonna, if I don't have an avatar, I'll be like, okay. But that's kind of, in my opinion, stupid. And they're getting also a partnership with Netflix and Xbox to start downloading movies onto your Xbox 360. I think for a monthly or a service fee, But that's pretty good. Because now that's another market that that Microsoft had beat to the punch of Sony. Sure that they got HD DVD and Sony got Blu-ray, but they can get Netflix. So that's a huge, huge blow, in my opinion. Now the one thing I have a question though, Blockbuster, the main probably store for renting video games. I don't know if they'll stop carrying, Xbox games because of this partnership with Netflix. If that might happen, that would be interesting. So, let's see. What else happened at Xbox? Basically said new interface, new avatars and everything. Are introducing avatars, more games for hardcore, more games for casual, and they trying to hit everything. Overall, with that whole, I would say it'd be maybe a B minus at best, but not since when they announced that they're gonna get Final Fantasy. I would have to crank it up maybe to a B plus. Wasn't perfect. By any means, was not perfect. But, a solid performance, and a one that would be very hard to recreate for either Nintendo or Sony, which had conferences the next day. I'll try and smush those two in one part because I just had a lot to talk about for the, freaking, Xbox 360. So, thank you everyone. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back with my E3 review.